Can stress make you sick? That's an interesting question. Well, Hippocrates, writing around 300 BC, maybe a little bit earlier than that, he commented on the fact that his patients, who were kind of happy-go-lucky, had easygoing personalities, got sick less often and healed quicker from their bruises and cuts than did his patients that were anxious, depressed. Galen, another Greek physician writing around 1900 years ago, and he wrote quite extensively, gave us the term homeostasis, which means just a question of balance. He wrote about that as well and had the same observations that Hippocrates. And it's been something that's been observed over the course of a couple of millennia now with human beings. In the last century or so, we've become much more focused on it. Again, Hans Selye, who's probably the most preeminent of the modern stress researchers, starting around the 1930s and continuing for many years after that. Brilliant fellow, medical doctor, had 3 earned doctorates. I think he had 17 honorary doctorates. Nominated for the Nobel Prize 9 or 10 times, never won it, but all for his work on stress. And he was able to show that prolonged exposure to stress chemicals will cause illness. Robert Sapolsky at Stanford done some marvelous research with orangutans, other apes as well, and he's been able to document that prolonged exposure to stress-related chemicals, corticosterone in apes, will actually downregulate the number of receptors that you have in the hippocampus, which is a pretty critical situation because memory is formed in the hippocampus. So a modern version of how that affects day-to-day life for folks would be people that have chronic pain or people that have PTSD. PTSD is stressful, right? Post-traumatic stress disorder. Well, chronic pain is certainly stress as well. And in science, when we talk about stress in terms of the chemicals that are released: epinephrine, norepinephrine, cortisol. And long-term exposure to those chemicals will cause a whole set of reactions, among which can be difficulties with memory. So you bet, stress can cause illness of all sorts of types.